Hey guys, welcome to a new tutorial video. On this video, we'll be learning how to make this trending design on trending Ankara Bubu kaftan. So we'll be learning how to make this beautiful design. Okay, so let's get into the video. Guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button, like, share, and subscribe. I upload tutorials every day. So guys, let's get into the video. Now there are different shapes of bubu gown. Okay, this particular shape that's on your screen is a triangular bubu gown. You see how the shoulder part is slopey, you see the center front, and then when you see the side, can you see how it's shaped? This is an A-line bubu gown where the bottom part is smaller and then the upper part is bigger. Can you see? So we have a second type of bubu gown. This is like an oleku normal bubu gown. It's like a buba kind of cotton. Do you get? It's just straight. Okay. So I'll be showing you the second type of bubu gown. So the first thing, the measurements you need are just your neck and the gown length. Okay, your neck and the gown length. Okay, let's say maybe you need your waist circumference. You use your waist or your hip circumference to just mark the whole measurement of the bubu gown, because a bubu gown is not meant to be tight. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is to get your material and fold it into four like so. Can you see the normal way you fold your material when you want to make an outfit? And for a bubu dress, you need like 3 yards. 3 yards should be okay for your bubu dress. So the first thing you need to do is to mark out the neck of your dress, right? So the neck you're going to mark 3 inches wide. That's the normal neck measurement, 3 inches wide. Then you mark out how long you want your sleeves to be. Now to get how long you want your sleeves to be, you put your tape at your center back. From your center back, you measure to the length of your hand. Okay, so you mark out how long you want your sleeves to be, and then you mark out your armhole depth. Okay, so the armhole depth you are supposed to use is from 10 inches down, 10 or 11 inches. That's how wide your armhole depth should be. You know, normal armhole is 9, but for a bubu gown, you are supposed to mark 10 inches or 11 inches so that it will be wide. Okay, now when you mark out your armhole, the next thing you're now going to mark is the measurement of your bubu gown. Remember, it's just a straight bubu gown, simple. Okay, and I think you should use your hip measurement, because your hip measurement is the largest measurement, circumference measurement. Okay, so if you use your hip divided by 4, maybe you add like 2 or 3 inches allowance, then use it to mark from your armhole line down to the complete length of the bubu gown. Now on your armhole area, can you see how I curved it and connected it to my sleeve? Can you see how I curved it, the armhole part? So now we're going to dip the neck by 1 inch. Okay, we're going to just dip the neck first by 1 inch. You know, normal measurement is for the front 3 inches wide, 3 inches deep. For the back, 3 inches wide, 1 inch deep, right? So I'm just going to first cut it out like so. Okay, and then when I'm done cutting, I'm going to cut out the sides. That's the shape of our bubu dress. All right, I'm going to cut it out like so. So when I'm done cutting it out, I'm going to open up my material, open up my dress. When you open it up, it will look like this. Can you see the oleku shape of the bubu gown? Then you open it wide like so. You mark your front part and your back part. You mark the parts you want to use as your front and your back parts. Okay, so I'm just going to mark it, the front and then the back. Okay, so now it's time for us to work on the front part. Now remember that we removed 1 inch. We dipped the neck by 1 inch. You're going to decide how deep you want that shape, like that design, trending design to look. Okay, so you get the midpoint of your front part. Now you're going to either do the design, the V part of the design is meant to be on top of your bust, right? That's your chest line. It's supposed to be on your chest line. That's your over bust, your chest line. So you have to decide on where is your chest line. Okay, so for this tutorial, my chest line is 7 inches, so I'm going to make mine 7 inches length. Okay, you can decide to go below your chest. That is going to show a little bit of your cleavage or above your chest. It depends on your preference and your client. So you have to ask your client. But I'm working with my chest line. So this design is going to be directly on my chest line. Do you get? That is going to be over bust. On top of my bust, that's where the design is going to be. That's why I marked 7 inches. So you can measure your chest line and use it. Then when you mark your 7 inches, you go in by 1 inch. Can you see how I did it? You first of all mark your 7 inches straight and then go in on that 7 inches by 1 inch, and then you connect it to your neckline like so, like a V. Okay? So we're done marking out. Please remember, first of all, get your neck depth, that's 7 inches. When you get your neck depth, then you go in by 1 inch. You go in by 1 inch. Can you see? Then from that 1 inch, you connect it to your neckline. Okay? So we're going to cut it out like so. Can you see? Like so, and then we'll cut out the V part. So you see the reason why I told you to label the front and the back, so that you know the particular part you're going to be cutting out for your neck piece. So this is the second step on how to achieve that trending boo neck part. Okay? So when you're done, this is how your boo is going to be. This is the neck part. This is how it looks. This is the shape. All right. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to be measuring our neck, our round neck. Why are we measuring it? So that we will have the length of the material we're going to use to close it up. All right. So now I'm going to measure from one neck, from the center front neck to the other neck. Can you see that I didn't start from that 1 inches that I measured? No, I started from the side. Can you see? So you measure the neck round from the side, because we want to add that collar, like the collar on the neck part. Yes, we want to add that collar on the neck part. So guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button and subscribe, like, share and comment. I upload videos every day. So guys, the circumference I got for my neck is 22.5 inches. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to cut out our collar. So just fold any material you want to use for the collar effect and then just cut it out. All right, so for this tutorial, I'm using, my collar is going to be 1.5 inch for the width, and then for the length is going to be 24. I made it 24 more than 22.5 just in case. It's better your material is in SS than for it to be shorter. Okay, so always make your material in SS instead of it to be shorter. So I'm done cutting my collar. Now I'm going to fold it like so and just sew a stitch to hold it down. When I hold it down, then I'm going to attach it to the neck part. So I'm going to start, can you see? I'm going to start from one part of the diagonal part. But before attaching it, I'm going to create a notch. Can you see where I created the notch? On that 1 inch that we created, you're going to mark a notch. And then you're going to sew your collar right round your neck. Can you see? So I'm done sewing the collar right round the neck. Can you see how it looks? Can you see we're already having the shape? So now the next thing you're going to do now is to sew it. That's okay, to match it down. Let's call it that. To match it down to your material. Okay, so just look at the process of what I'm doing. The notched area, I opened it up a little, and then I just placed the collar flat on top of the material, on top of the main boo dress, and then I'm going to pin it. So I'm going to join it with a straight line so that it won't be shifting. Do you get? So we're going to secure our collar to our material on that base. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm just pinning it so that I'll show you how it's supposed to look when you are done. That's when you're done pinning it, because that's how we're going to sew it straight down, just to secure the collar to the material before we put on the other decorative part. So you sew a straight line. Can you see the collar is in front while the material is at the back? You see the reason for the notching of the sides? So you're going to sew a straight line through. So when you sew that straight line, after sewing the straight line, the next thing you're going to do is to determine your design, right? So it depends on your creativity and what you want, or what your client wants, or the design your client wants. Okay, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to make a simple rectangular design, but you can choose whatever design you're going to make. Now, I would also want us to know that if you want to make a design for your bubu dress, please make sure you draft it first on your paper before you cut it on your material, okay, so that you make alterations if you want to. Now I'm going to fold the sides. Can you see the edges? I'm going to fold the 4 edges in. Okay, so I'm going to fold it first in before attaching it to the main fabric. Okay, when I'm done folding it in, this is how it looks. I've joined the Can you see? I've joined the collar to the main fabric with a straight line. Can you see how I did it? Then after that, I've turned the back. I've folded the sides of our design piece. So this is how I'm going to place it on the material. Now, if you look, I folded it and my stitches are, how will I say, not on the tip. Can you see? The stitches are just inside, okay? Because the second stitch I'm going to make to sew it on the material is going to be on the tip, just to give it a beautiful finishing. Okay, so you place it on top, pin it, and then you sew right down 4 corner. You sew the 4 sides. Okay, so when you're done sewing it, this is how your outfit is going to look. This is how the design is going to look for your bubu gown. So thank you guys for watching. See you on my next tutorial and subscribe. Bye.